1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mandolin land, Mike Heading here, coming to you today with the old gospel classic, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot in the key of G. One of the greatest old melodies of all time. This is such a great song. And we're going to work on learning the basic melody and then spicing it up and playing a bluegrass style solo. This is definitely one you'll probably run into if you've been playing some bluegrass gospel music. It's a great one to know. It's a great one to get some classic double stop, so playing two notes at the same time, licks down. We're going to use a lot of classic double stops in the key of G and over a C chord, and kind of some Monroe style licks that I've worked up for this bluegrass style solo. I'll break down the basic melody and the bluegrass style solo note for note, just like I just played at the beginning of the video, and then I'll show you 3 different ways to play backup to this song. So we're going to do an open strum, kind of easy version. I'll show you a modified kind of strum chop version if you can't do the full 4-finger bluegrass chop chords yet. So I'll show you that as the second version. And then for the third version, we'll get into like the big Monroe style bluegrass chop chords, and we'll break that down as well. So you have a bunch of different options to play backup. All right, let's start breaking down Swing Low, Sweet Chariot in the key of G. All right, let's start breaking down this single note melody to Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Remember, it's always important, I always recommend learning the single note melody first. If the song gets faster and you can't play maybe your fancier solo, it's really good to be able to revert back to the single note melody. It's also really important if you eventually want to create your own solo, you need to know what that single note melody is first. I made this mistake when I first started learning. I would learn a too advanced solo and I wouldn't have an understanding of what the single note melody was, so I wouldn't know what I could leave out. I didn't really understand the tune because I had learned this fancy variation, and even if I could kind of stumble my way through it, I still didn't have an understanding of how the song actually went at a foundational level. So my initial mandolin teacher always helped me revert and learn the single note melody. I spent a lot of time doing that, relearning songs that I thought I knew and couldn't even play a basic version. So really important to play the single note melody first. If the song gets faster, it's also really good you can revert to the single note melody. If you eventually want to create your own solo, you need to know the single note melody because that's what you're going to spice up to create a more advanced solo. So we'll break it down phrase by phrase. It's kind of a call and response melody, and then we'll break it down note for note. Let's start breaking it down. So let's start breaking down the first 5 measures. This is the I looked over Jordan and what did I see? It's like the verse melody. Do it a few times. One time really slow. So for this song, we're going to, and just a general mandolin rule, for all the 5th frets, we're going to use our ring finger. All the 1st and 2nd frets, we're going to use our index finger. Not too many 3s and 4s on this song, but you would use your middle finger. So we're going to start up with our ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string and measure 1, not beat 1. Measure 1 is like a pickup, and we're going to play on beat 4. So you could count 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to play a downstroke. The basic melody is going to be all downstrokes. We won't add any upstrokes till the bluegrass style solo. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to hit the open E string, and then back to that 5th fret. So just keep your finger down, and then play that note again. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that second, fifth fret after the open E string is a half note. You can see in the tab below how that note is not connected to the number. So it's not a quarter note, it's a half note. A half note takes up 2 quarter notes. So we have, so 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do a little 1 to 2 slide. And that's just kind of making it sound a little bit more like the vocals might do it. We're adding a little slide. You can slide, I wouldn't slide too slow. You can do 1 and 2 or just slide right into it. So it's, and then I'm going down to the 5th fret, so I'm moving my ring finger down to the 5th fret of the D string. Let's just practice that melody. We're going to play that a few times. So, and then 5th fret again, and then 2nd fret on the D string, D string, and then 5th fret again, twice. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then back down, and then open. So you have, so we're kind of just playing mainly the second and 5th frets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in measure 5, we have a dotted half note. So a dotted half note is 3 beats. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just do the counting once and then I'll play it without counting. So you have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So probably the trickiest part about the basic melody is just playing the note duration correctly. So you have, the other thing I would practice there is when you do measures 4 and 5. See how I'm keeping my index finger down? I'm not lifting it up. You're going to go right back to that note. Same thing up here. So that's the opening melody line. And then we have the "Coming For to Carry Me Home" response. Back to the 5th fret on the D string 4 times. And then all downstrokes there, so just quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up to the 2nd fret. And then 5th fret on the A string twice. And that's 2 quarter notes followed by a half note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hit the 5th fret again. And that's going to be like a whole note. So you have, not too hard. Kind of what I would recommend is just singing the words in your head. So that's the "Coming For to Carry Me Home" part. So let's put that together. We have, and then let measure 8 ring out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then we start the opening melody line again. So that's all the same as measures 1 through 5. So you let measure 8 ring out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then you play that same note again on beat 4, and then it starts over. Then we have a little ending response, 5th fret 4 times, 2nd fret on the A string, open A for a half note, and then 5th fret. So that's the "Coming For to Carry Me Home," kind of the ending line. And then that's that's a whole note at the end. So not too hard. Let's play that whole verse. Let's do it a little faster. Here we go. And it's totally fine to count in your head, you know, just really important. Probably the trickiest part is counting it.